Good evening. Your regular host Danny Glover resigned today, remarking that he's too old for this shit. 2 years after, 2 U.S. hikers have been detained after crossing the Iraq-Iran border under suspicions of espionage. A surprisingly harsh sentencing could further...
You get away from her! I'll burn your goddamn house down!
La fai turtei, venenda minga sue fredde, I suoi fredde con la frittata, venenda minga crabadela, capelata la fai turtei, venenda minga sue fredde. Capelata con la parrucca, forse potrai guarire.
Alrighty, welcome to the first World Privilege Hour, with me as always, and you. We have Brian, the Cobra Wielder Flynn.
Take a look at my snake.
Zach, still bummed and ineffectual about Garfield 2, The Tale of Two Kitties, Powers.
Oh, John, will you ever find love?
No. And Pat, the Karate Assassin Medaugh.
Yes.
That's right, I'm going to give myself the coolest nickname if I'm hosting.
It doesn't even have anything to do with the topic. At least ours are...
Well, no, there are karate assassins.
There
Yeah,
are
kind
karate
of,
assassins
I guess.
in this week's topic.
Wait,
before we get in,
have old business. We
cliffhanger.
The segment of the show I like to call old business. Or all the business. We'll figure out a catchy title.
Dog business.
But we
All
have
the
to,
dog
A,
business.
plug things, and B, take care of standing affairs.
Okay, plug things. We have our next open mic night at the Rooster and Moon on September 12th.
It's the day after the 10th anniversary of my friend Dan's 12th birthday. 14th birthday.
All right.
Also,
Very roundabout.
it's the day after this year's celebration of Grandparents' Day.
Well-
Everyone should be in high spirits.
Yeah, everybody loves their grandparents.
Yeah, it's not awkward and it's not...
My grandparents died in the World Trade Center, oddly enough. Oh.
It was an uncomfortable release.
I was like all excited
Too
for
obvious.
Grandparents' Day.
You're going too obvious with Brian. We're dancing around. We're not supposed to say it.
We're dancers.
Okay.
I mean, when somebody asks me, are we human or are we dancer, I always answer with the latter.
I haven't plugged this before on the show, but I might as well. If you want more of me, but less of these two, I do a podcast also called The Film Concussion with Russell Carlson and Chris Boroff. So you can listen to that.
And if you want more of me, Brian Flynn, and less of these two, be my friend.
Nice try, Brian.
So you could watch
So
some
alone.
TV.
Stick to eHarmony.
To eHarmony.
I'm on chemistry.
Where all your problems will be solved.
Second order
Electronic
of business,
harmony.
I believe, is
The Tontine. Our Tontine recap, really quickly. If you are alive, make some indication that you are so. Brian.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Brian is still alive. Zach.
The re-election this week is not on the Tontine, which, as always, seems to have come to a slow crawl. It just is not going
It's
to...
not as competitive as I thought.
but
I
there
did meet a
is.
beautiful woman with wings last night.
Okay.
Ooh, that may be bedside.
That's,
But
you
the
know.
real action this week, by the way, a stinger for later in the episode, trivia. It
Yes.
is the championship
yes.
match between Brian Flynn and myself.
I have been eliminated
Winner
already.
gets the trophy, which, by the way, I have made. It is behind the couch.
Excellent.
Oh,
we'll have pictures of this excellent, absolutely exquisite piece of trophy.
If I had to pick one word to describe it, it would be luminous.
Yes. And the winner also gets the champion's veto.
Which means you can just win an argument whenever
Regardless
you say
of factual
so.
basis, you could just have a series of words that don't mean anything that you're stringing together to counterpoint somebody else's point.
You could do a
bring out the
freestyle
champion's veto.
rap that, for some reason, just wins an argument.
So,
Which
You
would
could
be
talk about why
entertaining to
Jeffrey
see.
Dahmer was not that bad.
is there anything else? Because I'd rather talk about old business.
Yeah, me too. Our Facebook and reviewing us on iTunes.
Yes, review us for the love of God.
DenverComedyCoop.com.
I'm tired of the comment section just being a desolate
And become a fan of the
wasteland.
First World Privilege Hour on Facebook.
Become a fan, fan things.
Send us your
iTunes.
questions, concerns,
We
suggestions.
Might, we might do something that you guys suggest, something you want us to
Yeah.
do.
Because,
we-
as this week's episode suggests, I'm scraping the bottom of the
Our
barrel.
ideas are running thin.
Yep.
Obviously.
I've had 3 topics, and I'm done.
We've had a few suggestions that we're probably going to do eventually from the likes of, say, Brian Flynn's boss, /slave driver.
What did he say?
I think he said Harlem Nights.
Yeah, Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
We come up with ideas pretty much on the spot. Any pre-planning would be much appreciated. And speaking of topics of which we talk about,
Yep, topics of which we talk about.
these are things.
Other than the topics we don't discuss.
Speaking
Like
of
that
words
time we killed
of
a
which
hooker.
are noises.
Yes.
Yes. They are noises with some kind of phonetic significance that are translated into meaning. All of these things are going to come at you in the form of an audio.
I hope you are
wave
aware of
file.
what words are prior to jumping onto this podcast.
Otherwise, you're probably going to be lost.
You're probably already confused. You are beyond.
If you're
safe
unaware of
at
the
this
concept
point.
of words, you're probably some sort of civilized wolf with
or
an
a
iPod.
feral child,
Yes. Who came across an iPod.
like that one from the Jungle Book. Mowgli.
Mowgli. That doesn't sound right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The topic this week is
Did
passion
Mowgli
play.
have wings?
The topic this week is Passion Play. This is a movie.
In the barest sense.
And nothing more. Megan Fox is in it.
It wants
so
to be
it's-
so much. It's our first Megan Fox movie
Yeah.
that we're
Yes.
discussing here on the First World Privilege Hour.
And in case you were ever wondering, if Mickey Rourke and Bill Murray combined their acting prowess and pitted it against Megan Fox's lack of prowess, which side would win?
Would it be good?
The lack of prowess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It rubs off on Mickey Rourke and Bill Murray, two very well-respected actors.
I think more
Bill
than
Murray,
that,
perhaps
it's
the biggest comedic actor of our times.
I think the biggest conflict isn't between acting prowess and lack of prowess. It's acting prowess on Mickey Rourke and Bill Murray's parts and not giving a shit on Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke and Bill Murray's parts, of which they're highly capable.
I'm going to set a dangerous precedent here on the First World Privilege Hour. It's the first time I'm going to apologize for picking a movie.
I actually had to watch it twice today
Yeah.
because I didn't know we were watching it as a group.
Like we usually do.
So I was like, I really need to get this taken care of, and I just, it was so terrible.
It's-
And then they're like, we're gonna watch Passion Play now, and then I just went into their room and in the fetal position for a little while.
I have a list. I think we can go over it later.
Okay, yeah.
But this is just a teaser. Things we did instead of watching Passion Play.
Yeah, okay, we'll go into that in a bit. But first, I guess we should actually talk about...
Okay,
The plot?
We'll briefly synopsize the movie because there's so little that actually
Yeah,
happens
it's a
for how much
very slow movie.
for how much length there
Okay.
is. Okay,
Mickey Rourke is taken out to the desert by some thug to be executed for some reason.
He's a
Because he fucked Bill Murray's wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bill
he's
Murray's
a-
an evil gangster.
Bill Murray's an evil gangster.
His
Mickey-
name is Happy Shannon.
Not to be
Mickey
confused
Rourke-
with Happy Gilmore,
Or-
professional
Please
golf
don't
player.
confuse him with Happy Gilmore.
Or Shannon Donnelly, who we went to high school with.
Hey Shannon, I
Probably
don't
not-
think you listen to
probably not
this,
listening.
but it'd be cool if you did. But
So he gets
Mickey
saved
Rourke
by-
Mickey Rourke is a down on his luck jazz musician.
Which aren't they all?
Of course, he's
In this movie, he plays every jazz musician ever.
he plays Tom Waits in this movie essentially, but he gets taken out to the middle of the
No,
desert
it's not as
by
cool. Tom Waits would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
yeah, he would.
Tom Waits, if he saw a woman with wings, would write a depressing song about it and then fuck off.
Yeah.
We could have assumed, like, maybe to give the benefit of the doubt. No, never mind. I'm not even going to give the benefit of the doubt of the Passion Play. I hate this movie. I hate it. Chuck Liddell
And this
takes...
is the guy who suggested Transmorphers.
Yeah.
I know. Transmorphers looks like The Godfather in comparison to this because things actually happen
Suggested
in
Transmorphers,
Transmorphers.
Cool Dog. Yeah.
Cool Dog is
Well,
awesome.
We
Cool
can't
Dog
deny
is
the
awesome.
awesomeness of Cool Dog, but
Cool Dog and Bratz.
If
are
Cool
both
Dog
great.
played Mickey Rourke's character, this would have been awesome.
anyways,
If Meredith Baxter Dimley were the gangster, oh my god, Cool Dog and Meredith Baxter Dimley,
Oh.
it's the match made in heaven.
these are all
We have to make this
callbacks
crossover.
these are all callbacks to previous episodes.
Meredith Baxter
Cool
Dimley was the
play.
villain in Bratz.
If you
Yes.
listen to this podcast at all, then you probably listen to all of them because that's what I did.
because we pull you in.
Yeah, we're.
We're addicting like a nicotine patch.
Which
Or-
Sherlock would wear
Or
because he
heroin.
it seems like if he, I don't know,
heroin.
but anyways,
So he's being taken out to be
he's-
executed, and so right before he's
by
executed,
Chuck the Iceman Liddell, a UFC fighter who
right before he's
is
executed,
inexplicably in this movie.
Right
there's
before
a
he's
really
executed-
long shot of an eagle.
Yeah, just a hawk soaring overhead, which has
It's
wings.
it's like a 4-minute
foreshadowing.
Long, it's literally about. The shot is roughly as long as the intermission from Lawrence of Arabia, so I'm going to say about 15 minutes.
Yep.
Mickey Rourke's character is saved by this team of, I'm going to call them Native American karate sharpshooters.
They're all wearing karate gis, and one of them has he just like takes out Chuck Liddell from a really far distance.
And then he goes down to see Mickey Rourke,
Like,
and he's like, "What's up?" And he leaves.
Doesn't even say anything, though. He just, nods at him. Mickey Rourke kind of tips his hat, and then 6
Like, this
Native
is a
American
thing.
karate sharpshooters run off into the background.
Like, this is a thing in this world where, like, oh, it's the Indian Justice Squad. They're like a team of superheroes
Which
we have in
you think they'd be digging up the
play world.
corpse of Andrew Jackson, just fucking it on the steps of the Washington Memorial
What
or
I
something.
wanted at this point in the movie was I wanted a movie about Indian Justice Squad. How awesome would that movie? They're a Justice Squad who goes around the desert and is like,
Cool
know
Dog
what?
leads them and they fight Meredith Baxter Dimley.
You know what? If you're into Indian Justice Squads,
IJS.
the Chuck Norris movie, Lone Wolf McQuade, is eerily similar to this because he's like a retired Texas Ranger. And so he just sits in the desert and just shoots people who he assumes through his binoculars are doing bad things.
like Shooter, like Mark Wahlberg in Shooter.
Yeah, probably. I
But
didn't
if
see
there
that
isn't
movie.
an Indian
but-
Justice Squad, they've got to have some pun, some Trail of Tears pun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right before they shoot somebody. Like, welcome to your trail.
It'd be hard to hear a
Your
pun
family's
from
gonna be
that far
walking down a
away.
trail of tears.
It'd be hard to hear a pun from that far away. I feel like
They
if we
write
just
it on the
wait-
bullet.
Yell.
Yeah.
The snipers.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, I got a pun.
What?
a pun.
I'm a sniper.
I'm
I
about
got a
to-
pun before I put a bow. He's
I'm
running.
about to kill you, and I'm gonna make a pun before I shoot you.
None of this
So
happens
Mickey
in Passion
Rourke
Play.
starts a walking.
Right, well-
He walks through the desert until he wanders upon, of course, what else would be in the desert? A circus.
Of course.
In the desert where there's no people.
There's
Run
no
by,
customers, but there's a bunch of
rice
circus
siphons.
freaks, and they're doing their act. So he's walking through bearded lady, that's cool, elephant man, and he's like, "I'm people," and he's like, "No."
One of my favorite parts of this movie is he goes up to the guy running the sideshow. He's like, "Hey, can I use your phone?" And like he can't use it for some reason, and he's just wandering around. He asks one more person to use their phone, other than the teeming crowds of people, and then he just gives up and starts wandering around the sideshow because he gave up on the whole phone angle.
Well, as we
Like,
say,
who cares?
Reese Siphons is
Yeah.
one of the other actually usually pretty good actors who is somehow like I guess the guy who directs this has pull in Hollywood because he just got
Yeah.
these people to be in his shit.
The guy who made this movie is Mitch Glazer. He wrote for Crawdaddy, which was a big rock and roll magazine back in the 60s. He co-wrote Scrooge. He was really big on getting the Saturday Night Live mythos started up, like the John Belushi era.
Yeah.
Enough about that guy though. He's not very
He
fun.
spent 20 years making this movie.
It is about
It's
this,
called Passion Play.
It is about this time in this movie that we stumble upon a Megan Fox with wings.
Well, wings?
She has wings, and
Mickey Rourke plays this not like either holy shit you got wings or like oh you don't see that every day. He plays it like exactly
Like, are
where
they-
it doesn't work.
It's like,
right
are
in
they real? Another problem I had with this movie is that it's constantly confused about what year it takes place in. Because there's a lot of things that look really modern, but they refuse to use cell phones. They use payphones instead. The camera looks like it's from like the mid-90s, I would say, that he uses to take pictures of Megan Fox.
Oh,
the
that
camera
is
that he
steals from a
steals
UN.
from an Asian tourist.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
like it looks like kind of archaic, but not so archaic that. But all the dialogue in this movie sounds like it's in the 30s. Like, I think your honey just split. I'm like, nobody says that. And the whole fact that he's a jazz musician and everything, like,
Yeah.
it just seemed really weird. Just like place it in the 1930s where circus freaks actually existed before it was just like completely taboo,
Well-
or just don't make such a shitty movie in the first place.
That's true.
Do that the latter thing. I would
By the
say.
way, I should note that we're introduced to Megan Fox. She's a sideshow, performs in a sideshow, and by
She's
performs, this is like a recurring theme. She's used as a performance piece, basically. By
She
very
has
characters.
this as a sexualized bird,
But it's
essentially.
like, but
Yeah.
no, but I want to discuss something very specific, which is every time she's in a sideshow or put on stage or something, her performance involves her just standing there having wings.
It's like the
and
day-
that's it.
it's like-
that's all she does.
It's like the
It's not. You're not getting your money's worth. She's just standing there, like having wings and being Megan Fox.
you just go, oh, cool, wings, then move on to the next one.
Yeah, and she
where-
stands there for like it seems like pretty long amounts of time, and
Her
people are supposed to
Looking
just stare.
sullen,
Her
also, the whole
performance
time.
is eerily akin to the dance scenes in the movie Sucker Punch, where they just kind of sway a little bit
Yeah,
and just
it's
go
true.
into a dream world. That's it.
Yeah,
and
they-
they're like,
they
wow,
sway
that was
and look
amazing.
pained.
Yeah, and that's Megan Fox. She sways and looks pained. paid enough for Mickey Rourke to go to her trailer. He's
And
like,
they-
Because
some
they're
gin.
two outcasts.
they have some gin. He's like, hey, what's
You should
up?
leave this place.
And then she's like,
Yeah, they've known each other for all of 5 minutes, and he's like, "Let me take you
She
away
has his
from all
album,
this."
though.
She does have his album.
Nate Poole
Nate
is his
Poole.
name, and he's a trumpeter.
Anyways,
and
he leaves the trailer, and
she's like, you should leave. He goes,
the person who
ringmaster.
runs the carnival, the circus, kidnaps him and is like, "You talking to my woman? I'm gonna kill you for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you with snakes because
Yeah.
you said something."
Threatens him
I
with-
think you might have said something about
With
her
a
leaving.
10-foot-long
Maybe.
rattlesnake, which doesn't happen in nature. And
And
also,
he says, "You will see the future clearly before you die."
yeah. He just throws that in,
The
like,
worst
right.
line
oh,
ever.
by the way, because I'm gonna kill you right now, it's important that you know you're gonna see the future.
The snake
Um,
is a magic snake.
And then Megan
also
Fox.
it's important for me to note, Rhys Ifans looks like a cross between David Bowie and the Persian Emperor from 300.
You know, I watched
Xerxes.
Fargo last night, and he looked in his first scene just like Greer Grimswald from Fargo, the blonde-haired Eastern
He looks
European
kind of
killer.
like scraggly,
Who likes pancakes.
scraggly chic a little bit. Like he has like some. Like,
Everyone in this movie looks scraggly chic.
Yeah.
Except Megan Fox, who just looks like a
She's
sex
so pale, though.
and she
Yeah.
comes
She's
in.
weirdly pale in this movie.
She's pretty pale in a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
she comes in with the pickup truck, like just
That she just had.
crashes a hole.
It's like,
into the
oh,
trailer.
I'll escape now.
And then she's like, hop in. I know you said that we should escape earlier. And I was like, nah, brah. But then now I was like, yeah, let's do it.
So they leave their lives behind.
And they're driving down the road, eating on each other's apples.
Yeah, for some reason, Mickey Rourke is involved in the mob somehow, and he calls, like, his agent or his ex-wife or, like, some woman who sits at a pool
They
and
never really
smokes and drinks.
clearly explain what she's doing. But then the I love this part of the movie because she rehashes everything that's happened.
Yeah.
And then in this conversation on the phone, you realize what the fuck you've been watching. She's like, okay, let me get this straight. You got taken out to a desert. Then somebody in a karate uniform shot the guy who was going to shoot you. You just wandered into a circus. And now some bitch with wings is driving you around in her pickup truck. And I'm just like, seriously?
This unnamed female character is the Greek chorus for this
So,
movie.
yeah.
But at this time, he's watching Megan Fox on a hilltop against the worst CGI background since The Room.
It looks so
trying
bad,
to
and
fly.
she's kind of like jumping and,
And
then
this
like floating in the
delights him
wind. And
heartily.
he's like, oh man! And by the way, he says "God damn" in this movie like at least 100 times, a number like way more than just gets the point across. He's like, and
But
God damn, she's
eventually-
in the goddamn wind right
Eventually,
now.
they get a hotel room, and there's some
We're about
sort-
30 minutes in at this point.
Yeah.
30 minutes in, they get a hotel room. There's some sort of tiff, then they make up. Who gives a shit? And then the next morning, she sneaks out and goes to a plastic surgeon to have her wings removed.
Which seems like a reasonable thing.
And
Right?
this
Because
part-
you're a person with wings.
Because
Yeah,
she's like,
Mickey
this
Rourke
makes my
shows
back
up,
hurt.
Yeah.
I
Tracks her
look
down
like a
somehow.
freak.
He tracks her down by pencil scratching the notepad by the
Oh, yeah,
payphone.
that old gimmick.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's like, oh, this is a plastic surgeon's office. Your wife, because he pretends she's his wife because he's the world's greatest detective,
Yes.
is in a consultation. So he somehow runs down to this plastic surgeon's office that's an undefined
uses-
distance away.
He uses
and-
sad jazz musician powers.
The Flash.
The nature of his debt to the mob, by the way, is not very clear.
He fucked...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bill
He
Murray's
fucked Bill
wife.
Murray's wife. That's right.
And
That's
they
it.
really introduce it like that. They're like, look, you
No,
fucked his wife.
literally, he's on the phone with the
Greek
unnamed
chorus.
woman, and she just says out of the blue, "You fucked his wife."
A true-
They're not going to let you live.
It's worth noting that Bill Murray has not shown up yet at this point.
Not so we don't know what the fuck she's talking
A
about.
anyways,
true
But anyway,
passion play.
anyway, Mickey Rourke, his character's name is Nate Poole, but whatever.
Yeah, not
he
a good
bursts
name.
into the doctor's office and proceeds to just abuse the fuck out of the
Well,
doctor. who's
basically,
just
what
doing his
happens
job.
is at first he's talking to Megan Fox, and
Well,
he's like,
first he
like-
bursts into the office like, "You get away from her."
And then she's like, I want to get these off. They're hurting my back. They're just really like in the way. I have
And
to
then-
sleep on my stomach.
and then
he's
Mickey Rourke's
like,
like, yeah, what do you-
and then
what
he
do you-
goes, since when is normal ever want to goddamn
Well,
pride.
the doctor
One of the
says-
screenplays more subtle lines.
Yes.
The doctor says something like, "It is not normal." Like very, very calmly. I think it's
Like
his only
the
line.
most reasonable
And then
thing
he's
ever
like-
said in this movie.
And then he like turns to him again, very like angrily, and he's like, "When did normal win a goddamn prize?" And as they're leaving, he turns to the doctor and he's like, "You come nearer again, and I will find your address and burn down your motherfucking house." This doctor has done nothing
Other
by the
than
way.
his job.
This doctor is taking a consultation that she ordered.
He's like,
has suggested nothing other
Exactly.
than most people don't have wings.
Which is true.
all it is, a woman came into his office with wings. He's like, "Oh, that's weird. We should probably remove those." He's like, and then some guy comes in. "We're not gonna fucking remove
Okay.
those." He's like, "Okay, fine.
Okay,
Next patient."
let's do a quick role playing exercise. I'll play a plastic surgeon. Zach, you play a person with wings. Come into my office.
Oh, okay.
You can come in later, Pat.
Oh,
Okay.
Hello, good sir.
Oh shit, you have wings. I'm guessing you're in a plastic surgeon's office and you have wings.
It
You
is-
want me to take
you know
off
what?
your wings?
It's a really uncomfortable, and it's not a very workable just mutation.
Right. This seems like a
terribly
perfectly...
people stare at me all the
Hey,
time. I
hey.
can't fly.
Hey,
This,
fuck that. I think those wings are really pretty
What do you think?
But-
and unusual. And she's gonna sleep on her stomach until she's dead.
it sounds miserable. I'm trying to do the only chair.
Hey, I'm gonna burn your house. Your house is getting burned.
at this point, you
Thin.
grab a nearby vat of sulfuric acid and splash it. And that was how Two-Face was born.
Yes.
This is actually Chris
The
Nolan film.
Penguin came in to see Two-Face one day.
And he's like, "I got these flippers and these wings that don't fly.
yeah, and then I guess a mobster.
And I can toboggan on
Jumped
my
in and
stomach."
said,
And he's like, "Hey,
he's
this
gonna have
penguin,
that weird nose until he's...
this penguin is beautiful."
I don't know why you're coming in to see this guy. He's a district attorney, not a plastic surgeon.
Anyways,
Actually, I have a degree in both law and plastic. Oh my god!
Now you have a degree in acid.
And that is how Two-Face was born.
but I think the only thing that happens after this movie is Bill Murray comes and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you because you fucked my wife, but instead I'm just gonna take
Who
this
is
girl."
dead? He killed his wife.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh,
The
guess what?
last
He's like, "What wife? I'm a widow now," and it's like, dun
Widower.
dun dun.
It doesn't really do dun,
Widower.
but it's
Yeah.
heavily implied that he had his wife
But he's
killed.
like, I don't know, it's
He's called Happy, by the way, because his dad used to call him Happy because he was never happy. That's,
really
Again,
stupid.
very
Really
subtle
stupid.
character work.
And there's all... Oh,
And then he just kind of like he just makes a contract.
Zach, you look like you're on fire
he just
inside.
makes a contract with old musician guy. I forget his name.
Nate Poole.
And then he's like, "I won't kill you, but I get to have this girl, and then make my own sideshow." That's
which is the
separate from
exact
this-
same.
Which is the exact
Except
same
she's
as the other
shirtless and she
thing.
has her hand over her boobs.
She's covering her boobs with her own hand, like a
But
Rolling Stone.
And
Bill
she still
Murray's
has one.
other, aside from just being a general antagonist, Bill Murray's other role in this movie is to deliver really weird lines at the end of scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he sees her through, like, the backstage of a weird play he's at, and he says, like, something like, "Oh, the residents of heaven have fallen," or some bullshit
Yeah.
like that. That's not exactly what he says, but
it's
it's
always
something
some
equally...
like it's some
Equally stupid.
It's always some vague reference to like heaven or angels or something. Like there's one point where he's like, "How many angels can dance on the head of a pin?"
That's when
And then
someone's
there's-
holding a knife to Mickey Rourke's ear.
And there's no
Yeah.
reason to say
Vincent
that.
Van
There's
Gogh
no
style.
like significance of saying that other than it's a phrase with the word angel in it.
Yeah, or like he starts singing songs from the band Wings for about 20 minutes, like at the end of one.
Or he puts on a
Down
DVD of
the
the TV
road.
show Wings.
Or he
Yep.
puts on a DVD of It's a Wonderful Life.
At one point, Mickey Rourke's character bursts in on Megan Fox and Bill Murray's characters just watching some old movie.
I assumed it was It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
and
it
I
looked
hoped
like it.
that they would have that part where like they'd show the daughter would be like, "Look, Daddy, every time a bell rings, an angel gets the wings."
Then,
And
all the characters turn and wink at
And
the
then
camera.
it's just a
Yeah.
bunch of reaction shots after that.
But then we discussed the possibility of them
and
just
Bill
watching
Murray
Ang-
would say something menacingly like, "Every time a gun fires, an angel loses her."
jazz
Wings.
boyfriend.
Yeah, her old jazz.
Every time a
boyfriend.
jazz musician dies, an angel loses its wings.
Every time a jazz musician dies, the world is a little better.
I'm gonna kill you, then I'm gonna kill that plastic surgeon.
Wow, we both hate him.
Yeah, then that's how the end of the movie. They find mutual
They
ground.
team up, and the last 40 minutes is just a snuff film of them
What?
kicking
That
the
would've
shit
been
out of
beat him
this
with
plastic
crowbars.
surgeon.
That's another idea for a better movie. The life of that plastic surgeon who everybody just hates for no reason. Like, he's a really reasonable guy, but everywhere he goes to the bookstore and he's like, goes to the coffee area and he's like, can I get a decaf coffee?
Oh, here. Sure,
decaf.
I'll burn your house down.
How about I splash in your goddamn face?
Oh,
True
you
passion play.
You want a scone with that? Here, do you want that on a plate or in a bag? Or I'm going to put your family in a lawnmower.
inside the lawn. Then he's gonna run it. But what happens after this? Bill. All that happens after this point. This is an hour and a half worth of movie, and like 3 things have happened. He finds Megan Fox. They run away.
Well, no, wait.
What?
First, something that happens is Mickey Rourke's character tries to do some bar magic to pick up this one heavily tattooed woman.
Also, no. First of all, he's going to use Megan Fox to pay off his debt to Bill Murray somehow.
Yeah, because Bill Murray can sell tickets to see Bitch with Wings.
But he makes it so Bill Murray can see her, but doesn't get a chance to get to her because he knows he'll kill him if he can and take her away. And then they go back to the motel room
for the most graphic bird sex scene in the history of cinema. I think possibly the only bird sex scene in the history of cinema.
If you see regular sex scenes, you're like, there's something missing from here. I know, wings everywhere. Mickey Rourke caressing the wings and the wings enveloping him.
And then
I've seen less disturbing sex scenes in The Room.
I seriously thought she was gonna eat him or something.
At one point, one of her feathers flicks off of her wings and flies out the window.
And then a guy picks it up and he's like, wait,
it's actually
feather?
covered.
What the hell is this?
The feather is covered in jasmine jizz.
Jazzman.
Jazzman jizz.
Minimizing our jizz references.
It's actually jizzant.
Okay. Bill Murray, and he wakes up the next day, and Bill Murray's got a knife to his ear, and there's a gratuitous
He delivers the
panty
great
shot.
line, gratuitous panty shots. He has her in a glass case covering her own boobs.
We're just missing the carnival. Reese Ifans comes
Yes,
back.
Reese Ifans comes back because the tattooed woman Mickey Rourke's character is trying to pick up in a bar with shitty magic tricks. They end up having sex because I guess she's a fan. If he reached back and pulled chocolates from behind her ear, she would have just fucked him right there in the bar. But they go back to...
he does the worst magic at the bar. It's like...
It doesn't make sense.
He's got a lemon under a napkin, and he's trying to make it move across the table.
But he can't really do it.
Yeah.
It's really awkward.
So they go back to this... I'm going to call it a flop house.
Yeah.
And they flop in that they start having sex, but instead of
really, she keeps her underwear on the whole time, and he's pretty much fully clothed.
Yeah, that's
she's
true.
naked
She's
from
like,
the waist
"Do
down.
this heroin."
She is sitting on his lap, and he is a former heroin addict. She ties his arm and has a needle full of heroin. He doesn't care about anything anymore at this point. So Mickey Rourke is like, yeah, go ahead, naked woman straddling me. Inject me with heroin. So she does. And then she gets up off him, and Reese Ifans' Carney Master character comes back in and is like, this was your punishment.
Sort of.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like really weird, and he's like, the last thing you see before you die is wings. And like the weird naked tattooed woman has wings on her back.
Tattooed, I
but
guess.
But it's a callback to that 15-minute eagle.
Yeah. 15-minute eagle. It's the greatest short film
like a
ever.
Sex position.
Well, it takes 15 minutes.
It's actually when you're having sex with someone and you regurgitate food into their mouth.
It's like how Rachel Ray has like the 15-minute meal.
It's very hard to pull off.
It's a sex position that only works in 15 minutes.
The point is, Reese Ifans is pretty inconsistent with his punishments because for talking with Megan Fox, he is going to kill him with a large snake. And for stealing her and giving her a new life and giving her to a powerful gangster, he has a naked woman straddle him and gives him free heroin.
Think about what you've done, Mickey Rourke. I say that because Mickey Rourke doesn't really play a character so much as he plays Mickey Rourke in every other Mickey Rourke
really
movie.
Plays a character.
That's true.
Yeah.
But if he were just wearing
Bill
a t-shirt
that was closest.
Yeah. If Mickey Rourke were just wearing a t-shirt that's like, remember when I was in Body Heat? That would be more effective character development.
Reese Ifans gets killed by Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Just
And
like
then he
that.
smacks Megan Fox.
Oh, very ineffectively. What is his
like,
line before that?
"We're leaving."
Oh, yeah. We're leaving. And he just wildly swings his arm in a hopeful slap.
She's in a glass box holding her own tits.
Yep.
Mickey Rourke comes up and he's
And
like,
there's an audience
"Let's-"
there. There's an audience. Like, she's not doing anything.
And they're all just like, meow.
They seem
right
intrigued.
there.
I
It's
paid-
just her standing
I
there.
paid $40 to watch this wing bitch hold her tits.
She's not even... She's covering any potential nudity. And she has panties on, so...
Yeah.
No below the waistline either.
Right.
And
I mean, Bill Murray may
So
be
we're
ruthless,
clear.
but he is not a savage.
people can't even tell that these wings are real.
Yeah.
It's
She's
just-
not turning around. She is...
It's like really bad performance art. Really, it's like, okay, if you were in creative college and you were an artist and you were like, oh shit, my final's due today, but I forgot to do anything because I got drunk the last 40 nights. I gotta put something together. I'll just get my hot friend Natalie to wear these fake wings
Natalie.
and stand in a glass cube. Done.
Can I at least cover my tits with my hand? I mean, if you want.
All right, go for it. But Mickey Rourke has had it up to here with that cube.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
breaks the shit out of that
"Fuck
cube.
that cube."
And
There's a really weird shot of Bill Murray just watching him while he
Yeah.
walks up
Yeah.
to the cube. Expression.
And then he punches the cube and he's like, "Let's get out of here. Let's go to the roof." The only sensible
it's like
thing
when you're
to do.
breaking bricks in Super Mario Brothers to try to get a coin.
So now
except
Bill Murray and
instead
the
of a coin,
gangsters
it's-
are after him, even though they could have killed him easily at this point, when he was just
Yeah.
slowly walking towards the cube.
So they go out to the roof and he's like, "Hey, you gotta fly." And she's like, "I can't fly. I'm way too heavy."
Yeah, there's the insinuation
And,
that Megan Fox is too heavy to fly.
I wish they had
good
played the
body
Rocky
image
theme.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I would
But
love to
then-
fly, but I'm too fat.
But then,
Oh, there is one point where she's like, huh, my wings, I just weigh too much for my wings. And it's just like, anorexia solution.
Yeah.
You can fly with anorexia.
That's they put that on Teen Crisis Center billboards.
Let's
You
hear-
can fly with anorexia.
let your dreams
Seems
of
like it's
beauty
going-
take soar and flight. And you can,
Well, the crisis
Yeah.
is teens are too fat.
But then
guess
Mickey
fucking
Rourke's
what?
like, "If you're not gonna fly, then I'm just gonna fucking bail." He jumps off, and she's like, "Wait!" And then she realizes she can fly.
She grabs him, and Bill Murray's like, they're escaping. And they start to fly away. And they fly over the desert where they see, what do they see? Mickey Rourke's dead body. The Native American vengeance squad didn't save him after all.
They were just a
Native
little
American
bit too late.
karate snipers.
He's been dead the whole time.
This
Yep.
whole thing.
This
was
has been
just
a dying
dream.
man's pretentious
6
vision.
cents. Jacob's Ladder. It's like shitty Jacob's Ladder.
In
Yeah.
case you couldn't tell, this movie is boring as
reverse.
fuck. It's
Yeah.
it's both batshit crazy and really boring. So I made this list of things we did instead of watching Passion Play. So the first thing I've written down is we took OK Cupid quizzes on which literary character are you and which character from The Wire are you.
I have already taken the Wire quiz previous
As
to
have
this.
I.
I got Roland Presbeluski.
I got Gus Haynes.
I'm D'Angelo Barksdale.
You got D'Angelo Barksdale.
I'm Dangelo.
And the literary character, Zach and I both got Tom Sawyer.
Pat did not.
And I didn't take it. I was in the other room.
So if any
crying.
listeners out there want to paint a fence for us,
Yeah, we got a sweet deal on fence painting. We won't pay you, and we'll trick you into doing it.
They'll
that's
give
an
you
illusion.
Marbles or some shit.
Second thing we did, we found out that there is a page on Facebook which
Brian
lists...
Flynn and I will also be watching our own funerals.
Yes, much like Passion Play. We found out that there is a page on Facebook which lists lynching as a sport, and 40 people like it.
That's true. We did find that out. We also looked up Eat the Rich,
Yes.
yes.
and there is a political movement called Eat the Rich. We encourage our listeners to join
yes.
it.
eattherich.com/gov.
Just go to Facebook and write Eat the Rich.
eattherich.gov.
I don't think that's an official government function, according to Obama's tax cut
God
policy.
damn it, Obama.
Now
You-
Pat had to watch Passion Play twice. Thanks, Obama.
Third thing we discuss, Morgan Freeman saying motherfucker.
There is a movie
Shoot
called
this
Jumper
motherfucker.
Wanted.
Wanted, and there is a clip
Which
from
we
that
should
movie
discuss in the future because it's shitty.
where Morgan Freeman says, and he says it just like this: "Shoot this motherfucker!"
Like he's narrating a newsreel.
And we were talking about how we wished he had sworn in more things. For instance, if he was like, "I remember thinking it would take a man 100 years to get through those walls. That motherfucker did it in 20."
It was a tall motherfucker. See, these penguins
Or in 7
are gonna
when it
go-
would have been appropriate. Get a
Yeah.
motherfucking library card.
What's in the box? What's in the box? Your wife's motherfucking head.
It's a completely different character.
You're a bum.
And finally, on my list of things we did instead of watching Passion Play, we discussed our kinkiest presidents.
James K. Polk, according to Pat.
It was his namesake.
We also discussed dating tips.
Which, teaser for the Denver Comedy Co-op Presents Episode 3. September 12th.
Anyhow, final thoughts on Passion Play.
Passion Play is a shitty movie that took Mitch Glazer 20 years to make. He poured his life into it. This is the story he was born to tell. And it is fucking horrifying. It is terrible. Graphic bird sex abounds. I can't even recommend seeing it.
She hasn't seen The Ocean. And
Yeah, oh god, we forgot that part. Takes her on a date to a theater that just has a backdrop of the ocean. He's like, and then just sadly plays his trumpet while she sits in silence.
And she just stares at him, and he's playing the trumpet looking the other way. And I guess the date goes well, because I think they end up fucking that night.
Yeah, that's the night they had the bird sex.
It's Megan Fox and Mickey Rourke.
This movie takes itself more seriously than I think Holocaust movies I've seen.
Those lighthearted romps.
Yeah. This movie is kind of hilarious for how seriously it takes itself and how pretentious it is, but I still can't outright recommend it.
I'll go next. My final thoughts are, it's bad, but it's not hilariously bad, because it's not funny when somebody takes himself really, really seriously. Has all these,
the Room
pretentiousness.
But this doesn't do it the right way.
Yeah, but he's, super foreign and just a super weird guy. This guy at least has a grasp on, rational thought. He's just I'll just put a girl with wings, something that's really... There's a lot of things that it's symbolic of, and it's pregnant with a lot of meaning, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. He doesn't do anything with the fact that she's an angel and that there's anything ethereal.
Other than really heavily hint
really, it's just a story about there's a chick who has wings and Mickey Rourke wants to bone her. There's really nothing beyond that, but the movie pretends like there's a lot more beyond that.
And there's a lot of... There's fan service. There's a lot of cleavage and panty shots.
Yeah, I mean, this movie sucks. It totally sucks.
Underboob.
I completely hate it. It moves really, really slow. None of the characters are likable. It's just dog shit. If you ever want to see Passion Play, just take a bunch of NyQuil and then fall asleep instead.
The combined skill of Bill Murray and Mickey Rourke, undone by the awful terribleness of Megan Fox. More than undone. I don't like Megan Fox to begin with, I should note.
Yeah.
I don't think she's particular. I think she's really...
I don't think any of us do.
The kind of attractive that she is, people are really into, people like her and Jessica Alba. It's like if an alien looked at every billboard in the world and just made the average of it, it would be something like Megan Fox.
Yeah.
And she's also seems to be a huge bitch. I'm going to say that right now. But I do like Bill Murray a lot. And Mickey Rourke's alright. I don't know. He's kind of crazy. He's a weird dude. But Bill Murray, it saddens me that he was in this film. Frankly, it was really... Yeah, like they said, don't watch it. It's not good bad. There are a few moments that are genuinely hilarious. The part where they jump off the building and she starts flying is really funny.
Because it's really bad.
Yeah, and there's really shitty green screen behind Bill Murray for no reason. They could have just filmed it outside. It's not like you have to make a fake sky behind him. Just film it the fuck outside.
Also, it's worth noting that for some reason, people on IMDb not only love this movie, but
love
Megan Fox's performance.
They are. One of the reviews is, Megan Fox could decidedly be a citizen of heaven. And it's just about how Megan Fox...
This is a bold statement.
A lot of the
reviews
are pretty
saying Megan Fox
positive.
is dead.
A lot of the reviews on IMDb are pretty positive. The written ones.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have a very good average.
They're written by
The
idiots.
Rotten Tomato score is a whopping 3%.
But we're the true martyrs here because we watch this movie. So
we just lived our own Passion Play.
I feel like people feel like they need to defend Megan Fox because they want to see her in more movies, but she's really bad at acting, so they have to make her be in more movies in preparation for future boners they want to have. But really, they're going about it the wrong way because they should want her to be more desperate.
We need to be thinking about the future boners.
We need to invest in boner futures.
We're in a boner recession.
If she starts to get desperate, then what's that? Nudity, of course.
Yes.
She's not going to let go of fame. She's going to do a nude scene.
Yeah.
She's too vapid and stupid and awful to just be like, well, I'll just keep my dignity.
All right.
Let's talk about something slightly better.
This week in news. This weekly news is a bit personal because I have a theory. I've been delivering pizzas, and my theory is that hot girls will tip you the worst. Hot girls are the worst tippers. I think I've been stiffed about 3...
Girls like Megan Fox.
You've been
exactly.
Stiffed?
Girls like Megan Fox. I've been stiffed, I think, 4 times in my 1 month of employment, all by hot girls. All of them.
The tip is getting to see them.
That's really not true. That's really not true.
And then you probably go home and masturbate.
That's not.
Honestly, I found some of the worst tippers are not necessarily hot girls, but girls who are showing a lot of cleavage. Because they're like,
Yes.
this is your tip.
There you go.
I found that heroin junkies are the worst tippers.
I've actually, that's true. I've found that college students or people who seem like they have no experience in the service industry.
But here I have a list of
I try to stay at 20.
Yeah,
I go-
Stay as
20%.
close
I go
to
between
20%.
20 and 25.
I
You
go,
high. You
okay.
tend to go high. I try to stay as close to 20 as possible.
I go 20%.
But I try to
if
keep it
it's-
around
I go
50 or $1. 50
I go
cents or $1.
I go 20% if it's food, $1 a drink if I'm just at the bar, and if it's delivery, $3. Those are my rules. Anyways, I have a list of the 10 worst
It's not
celebrity
delivery.
tippers. Right
It's
here.
DiGiorno.
If you're at all interested. Number
I,
10.
is this
I
list
put money
based
in,
on?
if
This
it's
worst-
DiGiorno, I put
I think
money
it
in
was
the oven.
from the Miami, whatever their newspaper
Herald?
is down there.
Miami
I
Vice.
want maybe the Miami Vice. I think
The Miami Emmy.
It's the newspaper that
Miami,
has a mustache
comma,
and a gold
welcome to.
chain.
Michael C. Hall as Dexter. Takes place in
Enough!
Miami.
Enough!
The CSI Miami.
Yes.
The Miami Old People Farm.
Oh my god.
The moon's over Miami.
Not bad. Not bad. Number 10 is Rachel Ray. Apparently she promotes tipping less than 20%
Cunt.
on her show. Ninth is Bill Cosby. Kind of bums me
Zip,
out.
zap, you won't get a tip.
Zippity zip. You don't
Nobody
get
likes
no
Rachel
tip.
Ray in the first place,
Yeah.
so that one was a
Yeah, she seems really like kind of mean. And
bitter housewives like Rachel Ray.
eighth is Sean Penn. Not too surprising.
I am Sam, and also I don't tip.
I'm
I'm
You should
doing witty
try and make
commentary.
it- yes.
It's not working at
Yeah,
all.
I know.
He does kind of, even though I
He's saving
like,
all of his money for
I like Sean
whatever,
Penn a lot,
Haiti
but he
or
does
something.
seem kind of
Yeah.
dickish.
That's George Clooney.
Let's
He's
see.
not going to tip the Red Cross workers.
Next, number 7 is Mariah Carey.
She doesn't even work anymore, so
Yeah.
it's understandable.
Yeah,
She just
doesn't
takes money
have
for.
enough money for
She's
the tip.
mooching off Nick Cannon. That
Yeah,
sweet,
she's
sweet
got
Cannon
the-
money.
The Nickelodeon
Nick
bucks,
Cannon,
which
the
aren't
perfect
act-
celebrity.
It
Which are
turns-
actually it's just money covered in slime.
Yeah, it turns out Nickelodeon
I
bucks
think
aren't
Nick
legal
Cannon
tender.
is the exact level of celebrity where if I saw him or talked to him or met him, I just wouldn't tell anybody about it.
yeah.
That's the top celebrity that I'd be like, I'm just not going to mention this to anybody.
Did you meet Nick Cannon today? Oh, yeah.
If
I
someone
guess.
asks, I'll say it,
I-
but I'm
I-
not going to bring it up.
Did I see you on the street corner talking to Nick Cannon? Oh, yeah.
Number 6 is
Then I got a
Usher.
really good turkey sub.
Usher. He was infamous for once
Let's
leaving
usher
his.
him out of the restaurant.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He was once infamous for leaving his
Wordplay.
autograph as a tip one time.
Oh, well, that's worse.
Our next in
25,
line has also
35
done
cents.
this. He left a copy of the Entourage DVD autographed. It is Jeremy Piven.
That is
Ugh.
actually worth more than probably what, depending on how much the meal was. An autographed autograph.
I mean, you can sell it.
It's a little bit of an inconvenience, but
Who
it's
wants
worth
to
more.
watch
It's just
Entourage?
it's just weird. I don't know.
I would sell it, yeah.
Number 4th is the great LeBron James, one of the greatest human beings that I could think of.
No.
Yeah, I know. I was doing a bit.
What about the Dalai Lama?
Number 3 is Barbara Streisand. Not a good tipper.
Jewish.
Wow. Wowzer.
We're all thinking it.
Is it bad that I actually was?
I wasn't. And I'm the Arab here.
All right.
Hanging.
Oh, well, on the
You
subject.
gotta
Of,
go with that low hanging.
well, on the subject of Judaism, our next one practices Kabbalah.
You guys are not doing any favors for stereotypes about your peoples.
Madonna. Madonna is number 2.
Madonna Jewish?
She practices
She's
Kabbalah.
named after the
Kabbalah.
mother of God.
She was born Catholic, and then, to quote the Chappelle Show, then she became a whore.
And then she became British for a while.
Yeah.
She was British, she was into the Kabbalah,
She's awful, huh?
and now she's, just being reanimated in some
And now
kind of
she's
cryogenic
desperately
chamber
trying
or
to get
something.
attention.
She's just like...
As she has for the past.
She's like the old version of Lady Gaga.
Yeah, pretty
she's
much.
old
Well, that's
Gaga.
what everybody. That's a common
Number 1 worst tipper in the world.
of celebrities.
Tiger Woods.
Oh,
He gives them a different kind of tip.
yeah. I was about to make that
Tip
joke,
of
but I'm
his
like,
dick.
too easy. Yeah. He fucks him.
He
He fucks him good.
Well, tipping is a crazy thing.
It's not as easy as getting out of a sand trap.
Steve Buscemi talked about it in
Right.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, he did.
So,
not
you
as
guys
smart.
have any other thoughts on tips?
Hell
or
no!
any of those
Let's
celebrity
move on to
times?
trivia. Fuck celebrities. They're
Trivia
just about the worst
time.
people in the world.
K105.
Okay, here we.
All right.
Okay, this is the point in the podcast where if you were watching television, a picture of Zach and I's head would appear on screen, and we crash together,
And there'd be an explosion because
Explosions
this
abound,
is it.
guitar
This
solos,
is the end
robots,
of the
all it.
season.
Okay.
We've led you up to the football season, but we will not be playing.
There was a trivia lockout.
This is the trivia
gonna keep
championship, and as such,
for all the marbles. We are not playing for marbles.
The trivia category is losers,
My estranged wife is in the audience with our son.
and it's kind of a different structure.
I was punching a side of beef earlier.
All right, each number.
I don't know how that helps.
I went to
but
Philadelphia and ran up the stairs, and I flew.
I went to Philadelphia and got AIDS.
You guys.
Sorry, the spirit of competition.
Okay.
Spirit of competition.
Each number will contain
Olympic
up
flame.
to 5 questions. Each one
number
worth
will
1
contain
point.
5 questions.
So yeah, so it's a random crapshoot of whether you get about, I would say 3 to. There's no.
How many questions?
There's 16 numbers. Each number contains multiple questions, all within the same topic. Once we get into it, you'll kind of get an idea of what's going on. Brian Flynn.
I won the coin toss.
Brian, the Cobra wielder Flynn, will be going first in the Tournament of Champions.
Number 8.
Kung Fu is a category. Bolo Yeung appears in these 2 seminal Kung Fu movies as the villain.
I don't know what that shit is. I'm glad I didn't get the Kung Fu category.
Enter the Dragon.
That's one of them. 1 point.
And Drunken Master.
Incorrect. The second one is Bloodsport.
Okay.
No
I'll give you 1 point.
1
for it.
point. Okay.
1 point.
Number 4.
Seabiscuit. All right. In the movie Seabiscuit, the horse that was the heavy favorite that loses to Seabiscuit is named.
Let's see. What's the name of that one that just came out from Disney?
Secretariat.
Secretariat.
Wrong. War Admiral.
I was going to guess Land Cookie.
The jockey that rides Seabiscuit is named.
Topher. Toby Maguire.
That's the actor that plays it. Red Pollard is the name.
It's a documentary.
And
memorizing a movie about a goddamn horse.
And out of 7 Oscar nominations, Seabiscuit won this many Oscars.
0.
Correct. You get 1 point.
I will take number 10.
Number 10. The Breakfast Club.
Okay. Okay.
Anthony Michael Hall plays this titular lovable loser in the 80s film.
Wait, titular?
Titular as in pertaining to the title.
He's a member of the club.
Yeah. I was about
No, this is actors that are in the Breakfast Club, not necessarily the Breakfast Club itself.
Talking about a different movie in which
Yes.
where he plays the titular character.
Yes.
Okay, could I get the question again?
Anthony Michael Hall plays this titular character and lovable loser in this 80s film.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
The Geek. These 2 Breakfast Club actors are the only ones to not also appear in St. Elmo's Fire. You have to get both to get a point.
Molly Ringwald. And only other one I can remember is Anthony Michael Hall.
Correct.
Shit. Okay.
You get a point.
Yep.
Judd Nelson starred in this sci-fi original movie. That's right.
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Black Hole.
Oh.
The foreign exchange student in 16 Candles is named.
I might know this.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Dong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dong, do you have my
My
automobile? All right, so you get
1 point.
1 point out of that.
All right, I'll take number 13.
13. Saved by the Bell. A.C. Slater refers to Zach Morris as this pejorative.
I don't know. Weakling? I'd hated Saved by the Bell.
Preppy. The only character to remain in every iteration of the series is...
Screech?
Correct. The name of Dustin Diamond's sex tape is called...
I'm guessing it has something to do with diamonds. Diamonds are forever, something like that?
The name of it is called Screeched.
No.
Which is a terrible...
Which is the worst euphemism for sex ever.
Not a good verb.
What'd you do last night? I got screeched.
Okay, so that is 1 point for Zach.
1 point. All tied up at 2.
Alrighty. Moving right along in this tournament of champions.
I will take number 1.
Number 1. Okay, I'm going to list every Rocky movie, and you are going to tell me the respective losers in them. Rocky 1.
Rocky.
Correct. Rocky 2.
Also Rocky.
False. Apollo Creed. Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, the Russian loses.
Wrong. That's Rocky 4. Rocky loses in the beginning, and then in a second match, Clubber Lang loses.
Give him that hint.
Number 4.
The Russian.
Well, you have to have his name. But also, Apollo Creed loses in the
Vladimir
beginning and
Putin.
loses his life. Ivan Drago is his name. Rocky 5.
I think I know this one.
Adrian.
Tommy the Machine Gun. Rocky 6.
Rocky.
Rocky Balboa. Correct. So you get 2 points. It's not a bad inclination to just guess Rocky and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rocky.
And that's all the Rocky movies.
Okay,
that are available.
I'll take 7.
7. The Little Giants.
Is it a baseball movie?
No,
No.
it's a football movie. You're dead. The Little Giants bring in a ringer under false pretenses. This ringer is named
Thunderlips.
Spike.
Oh, I forgot.
You're
about
thinking of
Spike.
Rocky 3. The brothers' last name in this movie, the competitive brothers, Kevin and Danny,
Nealon.
played by Ed O'Neill and Rick Moranis.
Is there any point in doing these questions?
O'Shea. Kevin
Never
O'Shea,
seen this movie.
Danny O'Shea.
And I don't regret it.
The name of the town in Little Giants is called
New Littleton.
Urbania. You get 0 points.
Oddly,
How many of those would you have gotten, Brian?
I may have gotten the O'Shea's. I will go with number 9.
Over the top.
Oh, fuck.
All right, Sylvester Stallone's character in this arm wrestling classic is named.
It's all sports things?
They're all after losers. That's
Oh.
the theme.
Is named Rocky Balboa.
Lincoln Hawk. The villain's name in this, who is the heavy favorite.
Happy Shannon.
Bill Hurley. Well, after, spoiler alert, after Lincoln Hawk wins the arm wrestling tournament, he spends his earnings on what?
Booze.
A truck.
Never seen Over the Top.
Is that it?
Yep.
Is that all the questions?
Yep.
Despite
That's
I reference it
Okay,
whenever
I'll
I
take
arm
number
wrestle.
5.
The one time
Number
a year I
5.
arm wrestle.
Airbud.
God.
I'm going...
Airbud's a loser? Airbud wins.
I'm going to... No, if you watch the Airbud movies, you're a loser.
Oh.
Is the,
Whoa. If you watch the Airbud movies, you believe in hope.
I'm going to name the sport, and you are going to tell me the dog pun subtitle in the successive Airbud movies, if you can think of it. The first one, basketball.
Basketball.
Actually, no, that doesn't count because that doesn't have a subtitle.
All right.
All right.
Airbud.
Football.
Let's see. It's not most valuable primate. That's a different. That's
Completely different franchise.
Yep.
The
The Airbud football movie.
I don't know.
Golden Receiver.
Golden Receiver.
Soccer.
The Pele.
No. Airbud World Pup. All right.
Oh.
Baseball.
God. Dog out. The dog out. Something about being in the dugout or the dog out.
Seventh inning fetch.
Yours are a lot better.
Volleyball.
How many...
Sir. Oh God. Net. The dog catcher's net.
It's not that clever. It's Airbud Spikes Back.
It's not even a dog pun.
Not really, no.
Is there any more? Air Buddies is the hockey one, I think.
What?
I think Air Buddies is the one with hockey where they have puppies.
I didn't see that one.
Did you see
You
the
haven't
others?
seen that one.
I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I'm like,
We'll confer later, but moving
Storied
on.
Airbud franchise. I will go with number 2.
The Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
The Mighty Ducks vanquish in the first movie this team, to which Adam Banks belonged.
The Warriors.
The Hawks.
Ah.
The second movie,
Bird
they vanquished
theme going
this foreign
Iceland.
Nation. Correct. The third
there he goes,
movie, they
Iceland.
vanquished this team.
Third movie.
Yes.
the one nobody saw.
Yes.
I used to have it, I think, on VHS. Third movie, Their Inner Demons.
The varsity team They all joined junior varsity.
I'll take, is that it? Are you done?
Let's do a quick score break. We have Brian Flynn
5.
over here with 5 points. Zach with 2. But plenty
shit.
of
I don't know
time to
enough
catch
about
up.
Airbud. All the
Okay.
mistakes I've made.
Alright, we'll pick a number. Pick a number and redeem yourself.
15.
Leaving Las Vegas. Nicolas Cage's character in Leaving Las Vegas' former occupation is...
Elvis impersonator?
He is a writer. He falls in love
Never
with a
seen this movie.
prostitute who is played by this actress.
Heather Graham? She
Elizabeth
plays
Shue.
prostitutes a lot.
Nicolas Cage's son, with his current wife Alice Kim, bears this Kryptonian name.
Kal-El.
Correct.
I will take number 3.
Number 3. Cool Runnings.
Okay.
You get 1 point for every member, every name of the Cool Runnings bobsled team that you can name.
How many are there?
4.
So,
Speedy.
No.
okay. So Brian got 0 this time.
Yeah.
Okay, no, there's a one.
Don't
John
help him.
Candy.
He's winning.
Yes, that was actually one of the questions I was gonna ask.
Oh.
John
So,
Candy.
I'll give you a point for John Candy, especially for preemptively saying John Candy. I figured I gotta give you something with Cool Runnings, because I can't remember their names.
What? You didn't give me leeway with Airbud and whatever else the hell, you little giants or some shit.
He actually has seen the movie before. You admitted to neither seeing any of the Airbud classics.
I think I saw the
Or,
first
well,
one.
Have you seen the one where Airbud runs a newspaper empire
I knew
but
that
loses
Airbud,
his
you
soul?
said you didn't.
Alright, okay. I'll give you another point. If you can name what Airbud's former owner, what his occupation was.
His former owner?
The very first, his abusive former owner.
Oh, something douchey. He's a movie producer.
Clown. He's an alcoholic clown.
That is
There,
dark. Okay, I'll take 5.
You already did 5.
Oh.
We did?
Airbud.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take 11.
The biggest loser. There have been this many
This
seasons
is the
of
worst trivia game that we have ever done, by the way. I'm going on record right now. This trivia game is awful.
I'm fine with it.
because you're not very good at it.
No, it's because all the topics are stupid and things that no one watches.
I told you I would make it hard. There have been this many seasons of The Biggest Loser.
6?
11. There have been this many seasons of The Biggest Loser couples.
4.
Yes. Alright. Moving right along.
Oh, that's it? You don't have any other Biggest Loser questions?
Who is the biggest loser of all time?
The fattest guy ever?
Yeah.
Mike.
See, I don't know.
Fucking Mike.
I don't think it's Mike.
Mike and
It
Molly.
doesn't sound right.
I'll take 16.
The greatest ever villain and loser in movies, Shooter McGavin, was played by this actor.
Just repeat it.
He was played by Shooter McGavin. It is a biopic.
It's a documentary. Biopic.
Whatever.
Killing time, Brian.
Shooter McGavin.
You're not gonna get
Tom
it.
Cruise.
Christopher McDonald. He appeared in a straight-to-DVD B comedy titled
B movie.
American Pie: The Naked Mile. He
Oh.
also appeared in this musical sequel.
Musical sequel.
Yes.
Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, The Squeakquel.
Grease 2.
Yeah. Close.
Grease
Okay, I'll take number 6.
2. Ooh, 4-6 right now. Brian leading.
This is pretty tight.
Number 6. Billy Zabka. Billy Zabka, infamous for being the blonde-haired Aryan villain in every 80s sports movie,
Okay.
is the villain in these 5 movies.
Karate Kid.
Correct.
Ski School?
I don't think that's the title of it.
Since you written down.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it.
Oh. Revenge of the Nerds.
No.
I guess I only get 5 guesses, right? Karate Kid 2?
Correct.
Tying it up. Karate Kid 3.
Wrong.
Okay,
I
that's
think
fine.
that was when the girl came in.
Okay, and I almost got Ski School.
The other ones were just one of the guys. I think Chaz was the one where he's a... No, that's the one where he's a high diver.
Okay.
And Back to School. think Better Off Dead might have had a skiing competition in it.
I'll take number 14.
2 left.
Okay, I'm going to name a president, and you are going to name who they beat out in their electoral.
Okay.
It's an interesting one. It's not pop culture, but...
Jimmy Carter.
Gerald Ford.
Correct. Reagan.
Damn, I would have been good at this one, too.
First or second?
Either one.
Carter, then Mondale.
Correct. So that'll be
1 point.
A point. George H.W. Bush.
Dukakis.
Correct. Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford didn't beat anyone.
Correct.
The game is
The
over.
biggest loser of all the presidents who were losers. Okay.
I have 12. There's no way I'm going to get 4 points on this.
You never know.
Unless it's things I would clearly know, I'm not going to get this.
I think there's only 3 points.
It's Tom
possible.
Waits songs.
Yeah.
The robot in Weird Science is named...
I don't know. The Calculator 5000.
Lisa. The 2 nerds are named...
Billy and Tom.
Gary and Wyatt. The first words that Lisa utters after she is invented...
Is she a robot? She's like a clone or something. But, I don't know. Hey, Tiger, you hit the jackpot.
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
It's actually Mary Jane's first line in Spider-Man. The first time she shows up in a Spider-Man comic. Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot. That bullshit. That question, by the way, bullshit, not pop culture related at all.
Who cares? He says
And
it has to be pop
The crowd is
culture.
going wild.
Brian Flynn is the champion.
Bullshit
of
pop
all
culture
the
and a
trivia.
bullshit president question. Thanks to a bullshit president.
Now I know how Jesse Owens felt.
One that I could have also owned, but also not pop culture. Totally outside the bounds of everything else we've done in trivia.
You could have picked it. You could have just
bullshit
picked it.
pop
I
culture.
might use my champion's veto power to win this argument.
It's fucking useless. It's
All
a
right.
terrible question.
Remember the hatred I felt in my heart last time I got eliminated from trivia?
What?
Now it's right there. Now
that
it's
question
in
is
your
severe
heart.
bullshit. You didn't know that James Cameron directed Terminator. That's knowable shit. The
How
president question had nothing to do with anything related to pop culture.
They're
and
losers. They're famous losers. You're supposed to mention who lost in that election. Pop culture.
All right.
Well, don't worry. Another trivia season
I'm not even angry at Brian. I'm going to spite you in all of the trivia games. I'm going to find things that Brian knows. The Wire. Seasons 3 through 5 of The Wire. That's my trivia games for
All
the
right,
next...
well,
You haven't
that's
seen them. It's
awesome.
your fault.
That's how any trivia goes. That was one question. If you do an entire segment on The Wire, there was one question that you didn't know Air Bud. He didn't know shit about Cool Runnings, except that John Candy was in it.
I
I've
still
seen-
think that president question was bullshit. And by far the
Whatever.
easiest question.
Anyway, another
Final-
trivia season starts anew
Yes.
soon. We're going
we
into
don't know what
trivia
we're doing next week.
preseason.
We might not be here.
Well, we may be here with some
In some
surprises.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know yet, though.
I'm pushing for a clip show, 5 minutes long, but maybe it's time for us to reflect. What
Final
did we
thoughts.
learn this week?
We learned that don't see Passion Play for the love
Yeah,
of
it
God.
was
It's so
unremarkable.
We learned that Mitch Glazer has long harbored a fantasy of fucking a bird.
bad. Yep, they came true.
Dreams do come true.
Megan Fox.
Sometimes you're fucking a
If
bird.
you're interested in watching her act her way out of a paper bag, then don't see a Megan Fox vehicle by any means, because she's not going to act.
No,
her way
but
out
just
of a
don't see
paper
anything
bag.
with
Yeah.
Megan Fox is a rule.
We learned-
We talked about tipping.
We learned that some celebrities are not as generous as they perhaps should be.
Yes.
Rachel
Right.
Ray.
And some of those celebrities, in their defense, do not do much work these days.
That's true.
They are probably
It's not like they don't have money
not-
though,
I suppose.
because they were
It's
like,
not like MC Hammer was on the list.
because they would rack up like $400 tabs
Or Vanilla
and just
Ice
not
or
tip
something.
on it, or-
Anybody from the 80s, really.
We learned that Brian Flynn is a trivia champion.
Yes.
I'm holding the trophy. It is
He-
beautiful.
He gets the beautiful trophy
Despite there
for
being
the time
one
being.
question that was about history and not pop culture.
Dude,
even though
let it
literally
go.
every other
You would not be complaining at all if you
all
were the
the
one
president,
who picked
all
that.
the presidents who were asked about in that question were
I
part of the
would not-
Breakfast Club.
But I would grant that
In
it
the
did
end, we
not
learned
make
that all of
sense
us
in the
were a
context of our
Ford,
trivia
a
heretofore
Mondale, a Reagan, and a Bush. I'm putting my fist up right now, like at the end of breath. Yeah, thank you.
Forget about me.
Wait, so we're a Ford, a Mondale, Reagan, and a Bush. Mondale never got elected.
Yeah, I know.
Ford fell into the presidency. Reagan never lost. And Bush, well, there's two Bushes, depending on which one you're talking about. Never lost.
HW.
Or won once and lost once. Yeah. So are these the varying degrees of success?
No, these are just like the different members of the President Breakfast Club.
Oh.
The President's Club.
I think I missed the beginning of that riff.
Yeah. I mean, when I start going, you gotta get on with me soon, because soon I'll be way
Anyways,
down.
we're done with that. We'll post a picture of the
trophy.
The trophy that
Myself celebrating with the trophy.
which I made.
Yeah. We designed it.
That's true.
We all designed it.
I think you guys bought the parts, and then I made it.
Yeah.
It belongs to Brian.
For the time being.
Yes.
There is another trivia.
Anyhow, I think that'll wrap it up
but
here at the...
I got the scholarship, Zach got the golden hatchet.
Yes.
I guess.
Or other way around, also.
Anywho.
I didn't get anything. It's not a tie.
For all of us at the First World Privilege Hour, I'm Patrick, the karate assassin Medaugh.
I'm Brian, the Cobra wielder Flynn.
I'm, Zach hates the Garfield movies, Powered.
Yeah.
Yours was pretty long.
We'll see you next week or the week after, depending on what happens.
And it turns out, we were dead the whole time.
See, that's the second time we've ended an episode like that.
Yeah.
Well, we don't watch very good movies.
The first one was the M. Night Shyamalan, I think. Turns out we were all ghosts.
Yeah, go ghosts. I'll put in a laugh or some shit.